And we are live. Let's get after it. Yeah, no countdown tonight. I guess with the three-man crew, we're trying some different things. Welcome in. It is SEC After Dark. Biscuits and SEC are gone. Jeb is gone. Steve is doing the Under Armour All-American Game Media Day stuff ahead of the biggest game in his program's history at Ole Miss. So he's gone. So it's just the three of us. And we're going to have some fun here talking college football playoff, Sugar Bowl, Rose Bowl. We'll talk some of the other games as well. Of course, we're probably going to go off the rails if it's just the three of us. But joining me is Jake Thomas from Tide Talk Live and Bama After Dark, Mike Huseman from Offseason After Dark, and if you want to catch his latest appearance on Locked On Vandy with me, you can do that right over at Locked On Vandy. Stephen Willis, Locked On Ole Miss, and, of course, Biscuits and SEC right here on After Dark Network. So, what's up, boys?
Watching the SEC get dog walked in, bowl games, it's kind of rough.
Yeah.
For those of you on here not watching TV, Illinois just kicked a walk-off field goal to beat Tennessee 30-28.
Golly.
Yeah,
so that's two SEC wins for Bielema in a row, and I'm sure he will be extremely humble in victory.
Absolutely, yeah, I think he will.
At least Heupel didn't try to attack Bielema this year. That's
our program has never been the same since that happened. I'm just throwing that out there.
Bielema broke you guys. It happened. You just need to wrap your hands around it. So, the SEC not looking too hot right now in the bowl games.
Have they won a game yet?
Yeah,
well, Alabama beat Oklahoma.
Alabama beat Oklahoma, and
Ole Miss
won Tulane. So
yeah, that's about it.
Outside of those two, no, they haven't.
Yeah, I mean Missouri, that was disappointing. LSU with the interim coach, and the quarterback's not going to be there next year. Okay, whatever. Missouri, that one was disappointing.
It was.
Who else lost?
Yeah,
SEC.
And Texas A&M was very disappointing.
Oh man, yeah, that was
them. Yes.
Yes.
So yeah, we hope Vandy and Texas hold up their end of the bargain tomorrow. What's up, Rick and Bonnie? And then, of course, Georgia and Ole Miss. The SEC will get another win.
Another loss.
Another win and a loss
on
New Year's Day. So that'll be fun. And hopefully Bama can take care of business against the number one team in the country.
I mean, I'm picking against them, so I'm not hoping that. But, Jake, I'm sorry about that too, by the way.
Are you picking outright, Indy?
No. I mean, yes, because I'm picking Indiana to cover. So, yes.
We're talking about it.
That spread scares the heck out of me, though, but we'll get into that later.
Yeah, so let's get into the Sugar Bowl. You have Georgia, you have Ole Miss, and you have Georgia at one point was 7.5-point favorites, which was asinine. Now it's dropped down to 6.5, which still scares me because I think this is going to be a field goal game. It was they barely covered the last time. I think they had to hustle in the last minutes of the game to cover the 8.5-point spread last time they met. So what do you guys think about this? Is Ole Miss going to win the rematch? I mean, according to Steve, everything is, the crowd's going to be in Ole Miss's favor. The fact that it's hard to beat a team twice in one season, that whole thing is sitting out there. And, Trinidad Chambliss, Trinidad Chambliss is, is also a lot more seasoned, and Ole Miss is in a different position, and not much has changed. But there's a weird dynamic. This is the dynamic I want to talk to you guys about, because you have your offensive staff is going to LSU probably. Well, if they win, not immediately after the game, but the portal opens up immediately, like minutes after the game.
It does. Yeah.
So that's a weird dynamic. So are they really going to be focused? Like how do you guys? It's just odd.
The best person I've ever heard have a conversation about what you're talking about, Corey, was Mark Richt of all people, and he talked about when he was leaving Florida State. They were playing in the national championship against Oklahoma, and he stayed for the championship to coach the Seminoles, then went to Georgia, and he said it was the worst decision he ever made because even with the best of intentions, you can't coach two teams at once. You are, no matter what you're trying to do, you're always focused on the next job and how you're going to get set up for that next season. So, I mean, Charlie Weiss Jr. and co on offense, a very important move for them is getting a portal QB, which will start happening 30 minutes after this game is over. Yeah. So I don't know.
Yeah, it's unbelievable. Like that's the biggest factor I think that I didn't really start thinking about until I realized that the portal opens up Friday and that game ends probably close to midnight.
Yeah.
And so it's the damnedest thing. Like if they lose, like how much of that is if the clock is winding down and Georgia's up 10 points and you got 2 minutes left in the game and Georgia's, death marching down the field to close the game out. What's to stop Charlie Weiss Jr. from going up and down the sidelines? Hey, you want to come to LSU? Hey, you want to come to LSU? Hey, you want to come to LSU?
Right.
Hey, come to LSU. Hey, this won't happen at LSU. Like,
and if they lose the game, do those guys even fly back to Oxford, or you just drive to Baton Rouge from there and get rolling?
Right.
Probably you just drive to Baton Rouge and get rolling. I mean, of course, you'll have to go and close out the semester and go get your stuff and all that. But
the semester's been over. It's cleaning out the office, and that's about it.
Yeah, you clean out the office and you, just get your personal items and get out. Especially if you're a player. I mean, there's not much to get. You just go clear out your dorm and.
Oh, I was talking about the assistant coaches. Yeah, I follow. Yeah.
Either way, I think the assistant coaches probably do just drive over to Baton Rouge, stay over a few days, and then go clean out their office after that. Or just maybe security personnel at Ole Miss cleans out their office for them, and anything that's not Ole Miss property they put in a box and they ship.
Yeah. It was very, very odd, and I understand why Charlie Weiss Jr. went back to to coach these games, offense coordinator wise. But it almost seems like Lane was like, okay, go do that, but get one of these quarterbacks, either Austin Simmons or Trinidad, to come back with you whenever these playoffs over with.
Yeah, I guarantee you. And of course, Lagway too. Lagway's in
right.
And I think Sam Levitt could end up being the guy there too.
Absolutely,
that's a possibility, which would be great. Which would be a great get.
It would be a very good fit.
Yep.
And I think LSU can turn around very, very fast. But I mean, this is just odd timing, man. Rick and Bonnie just now noticed I guess because it's such a tight, it's like a smaller shot usually when we got the 6-man through. They just noted Rick and Bonnie just noticed Macho Man.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, the cream.
Oh yeah.
And the old Pete Golding is undeniably in a situation I'd rather not be in.
Yeah.
And it's not good. So, how does this affect the game? If Ole Miss gets started hot, they may just be able to cruise, and it's all like, what if Ole Miss wins? Like, what is the scenario there with the portal?
Dude, that's a good point.
Like, how do they manage that? Do they just have a few portal days and then they just have to figure it out with the semifinal?
I mean, yes, like Bo Pribula did last year when he was leaving Penn State for Missouri. You're in a tough spot.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's you have to. I mean,
and again, what Mike had mentioned earlier. Now, if they do win, now you have the portal opening up. And you have Charlie Weiss trying to get guys to LSU, but also trying to game plan for the next game for Ole Miss. Yeah. It's too much to balance, and I just don't know what to do.
I just think it's going to be hard to beat a Georgia team that they're locked in, and they don't have this problem.
They're also playing a lot better now on defense than they were earlier in the year.
Yeah, their defense is really stout in the second half.
Yeah, and if you look at just pure, like if there was no distractions, you could make the point that Ole Miss, their offense is electric and they have a lot of weapons. And if you take all the distractions away, like they have a few guys that are matchup problems, and Keywan Lacey's a lot better as well. So they do present a lot of problems. Yeah, he's healthy. They do present a lot of problems. Daquan Wright being one of them, but that's at the surface of things. Like you fact, and I didn't factor in the distractions. I didn't factor in all that stuff. So when you factor all that in, that's going to be tough. It's going to be real, real tough. And, if they win, hats off. I mean, this has got to be the quirkiest playoff team ever with the situation of what they're doing. And their head coach might be in the building, trying to, he's going to go down to field level and recruit the guys as they're coming off the field. Hey, tank in the second half so you can come to LSU.
Yeah.
I don't know that it'll be that extreme. I mean, with cell phones, that conversation may have already been made.
Oh yeah, totally. Yeah, I was being a little hyperbole there, but like Last Boy Scout, where it's like, throw the game. So what and just aside from all of that, I think on the Georgia side of things, offensively, they've got a lot of rhythm, and teams have trouble stopping Zach Frazier, and they have trouble stopping Chauncey Bowens. They have trouble stopping Zachariah Branch.
Mm-hmm.
And, I think Bobo's been in his bag the last few games. And this team has just been hyper-focused ever since that Alabama game.
Yeah.
And they've rapidly improved each and every week. So
yeah, they're the 31st overall scoring offense in the country. They're scoring almost 32 a game. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
So
they're only ranked that low because they got off to a kind of a rough start.
Yeah.
But
interestingly enough, they lead the nation in time of possession.
Wow.
Yeah. There you go.
If you win the time of possession, you're probably going to win a ball game.
Ole Miss, surprisingly, for being very good at offense and 10th offense, they're only 75th in time of possession.
They score quick. They don't hold the ball very long.
Mm-hmm.
When they score, they're ripping it down the field.
Yeah. And Georgia's 4th in rushing yards, so that's going to go hand in hand with having the ball a lot.
Yeah.
So Ole Miss and against Tulane, I think they went the very first drive was like 4 plays and they scored. I mean, it's crazy. So they do score quick.
And when they don't score quick either.
Right. Yeah.
No matter what they do, they don't really hold the ball. They're either 3 and out or they're scoring in 4 plays.
Yeah.
Yeah. That is true.
There's not much in between with that group.
Texas Tech's been like that lately too, where they're getting chunk plays, but they've not been very efficient at all.
No.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll talk about that.
Not at all. So predictions. What how do we see this?
I love it.
Yes.
Man, I love it.
So we have the 4 playoff games and then the other 3 SEC games that we picked on here.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go first and say I picked Ole Miss to cover. I really think Georgia's going to win, but it was a 2-point game last time they played. Georgia's a lot better defensively. There probably are a little bit of distractions with.
It was an 8-point game.
Well, it was like a 2-point game late in the game. 9-point lead for Ole Miss, but I think they cover. I just don't think they win. I think Georgia's got too much.
I'm also largely on that train of thought. I think, like Corey had said, field goal game. Mm-hmm. I think it's either a 3 or a 4-point game. I also think this game hits the under by some margin, which is 55.5. Both of those two things together leads me to believe Ole Miss will cover.
Yeah, it was a very high over under.
Yeah,
it was.
And most of these bowl games are hitting the under.
Yes, they certainly are.
Most of them are hitting the under. And Vandy and Iowa tomorrow will definitely hit the under. That's for sure. It's going to be a quick game too.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to kick off at 11, and then it's going to be over at 11:15.
Yeah, pretty much.
I mean, it's crazy. No, yeah,
game.
Yeah, I said it was going to be a field goal game. I don't know. I picked Georgia originally. And I'm going to stick with that pick. Obviously, I'm not going to change it. Don't feel as good about it as I did before, but most of the time, unless it's a monster spread, I typically jump on the Georgia train there. Obviously, so I'm going Georgia there. So, Jake, how are we feeling about the Rose Bowl, man? Like, get the number 1 team in the country. Everyone's piling on Indiana. They're all, standing room only on the Indiana hype train bandwagon. Fernando Mendoza, number 1 pick in the draft. Like, he's going to go to the Raiders.
Poor him.
Yeah, I know. I think that's who's got the number 1.
It is going to end up being the Raiders. Yeah.
And then you got little old Bama, right? You got, they're just happy to be there. They got a miraculous upset against Oklahoma. They barely snuck in by grace of somebody on the committee. They shouldn't be there. Everyone hopes they get their ass kicked. How do you feel about this? Like that's kind of the vibe around this game.
Yeah, I feel really confident. The weather remains to be seen. It seems like going to be a washout, but there's some conflicting reports on that. There's some people saying it's not going to be a complete washout the entire game, so we'll see. But I just don't understand the national media, all on Indiana. I understand they're the number 1 team, and they may win, but I think Brett McMurphy on 3 had it at 28-10. I mean, that's a blowout in a playoff game. And everybody's looking at what happened against Georgia a few weeks ago, what happened against Auburn, and just the way Alabama's played the last 3 games. But their body of work, I mean, we're the only team who's won 4 straight, top 25 teams without a bye week ever. So, we've got that. And now one of the biggest things, we are completely healthy. We have everybody back outside of Jeremiah Beeman, who tore his ACL in fall camp, so he won't be back. And there's another guy that's out as well. But other than that, Kevin Riley's back, Jim Miller's back, Daniel Lewis. I mean, everybody who's been injured and hurt, LT Overton, they're back. So, and one of my biggest things is Alabama is battle tested. I mean, we spot Oklahoma 17 points a few weeks ago, and we come back and scored, outscored them 34-10, I think, the rest of the way. And there's a lot of games that we play close this year. And Indiana, if they get down 2 scores, are they going to be battle tested enough to make a comeback? And I don't know if they are. I know they dominated.
They've beaten two of the remaining teams.
Yeah. So
So
that Penn State game will tell you what you need to know probably about that.
Mm-hmm. So I think it all depends on how fast Alabama starts. If Alabama gets off to an early start and goes down the field and scores, and then have a 3 and out, your defense, and then they get the ball back and scores again, is either 10-0. We'll see how Indiana adjusts and see if they can rally the troops, because we know Alabama's going to do that.
Yeah.
If they get down early.
Yeah, no doubt. I think you got to look at this game just in the lens up front, right? You have to look in the trenches. Like Alabama, and this is the SEC Big Ten thing, where do we believe that Indiana is fully developed as the number 1 team in the trenches? Do we
on defense? Yes, 100%. They are elite at sacking the quarterback, and they don't have to blitz to do it.
Very well. How about the offensive line? Like, how does that?
That's where I have more doubts about this game, and it's why I think this game hits the under, because I think both D lines are better than both O lines.
Yeah, no doubt. And the fact that Alabama can't run the ball is still baffling to me.
Sure
It will always be baffling.
Yeah.
I don't understand not one single bit of it. And it doesn't make sense to me that they can't run. But that's neither here nor there. I think Bama's D-line, when you look at the D-lines, I think Bama's D-line and linebackers, I think they're more, they're more apt to make big plays. And I think that's where the difference lies, because it's going to be a razor's edge of difference. It's going to be, what team can have that big takeaway. Like it's just going to be one or two little momentum shifts. And then if either of those teams get that momentum shift, they can take control of that game. And both teams are equipped with Ty Simpson and Fernando Mendoza to gain control and not relinquish it. And I think Bama, their defensive front is better, more talented, and they can give Indiana some problems. And Indiana hasn't played competitive football since the Big Ten championship, so you're going to have that factor as well. So, if Bama can gain early momentum and take advantage of the fact that they're rusty and get a little bit of separation or enough separation to where now Indiana's just kind of scrapping and clawing to get back in the game, I don't know that Indiana against Alabama can fight, scrap, and claw like they did against Penn State or some of the other teams they had to do that with.
They did it against Oregon on the road. I'll give them credit for that. They've handled every test we've seen them have to face this year.
That's good. I mean, that's also a positive in their favor. So that kind of thing is what makes this game so hard to call, right? And I think both of these games for the SEC are extremely good, tight, close matchups where the teams are very, very similar.
I think two things that will come into play in this game is field position battle. Alabama needs to win the field position battle. If you get the ball and then go 3-and-out, well, you lost the field position battle because punt's going to be about 40 yards. So Indiana's probably going to start around their 35 to 40-yard line. And the other thing is, when Alabama has a turnover, they are 9-0 this year, 2-3 when they don't. So Alabama has to get a turnover in this game in order to shift the tide in their favor.
And Indiana has not been turning the ball over much.
Yeah, they don't do that much. Yeah, they're pretty clean in that regard. They're pretty clean penalty wise too. But again, I don't think they've seen linebackers quite like what Bama has. I mean, Bama has some really good linebackers. They have some really good edge players, and they flat get after you. So, and they're super motivated. They've got all that fuel in the tank with all the national media saying, they can't do it, they shouldn't be in, they don't deserve to be there. It's gonna be a coronation for Indiana, yada yada yada. Kalen DeBoer is severely outmatched in the coaching battle, which Kurt Cignetti's certainly the best coach in the country, if not one of the best.
I mean,
if you look at him,
the last 2 years, you have to say he is. Yeah.
The two best coaches in the country are going to be are going to be in the Sugar and the Rose Bowl with Kirby and Cignetti, and then DeBoer's DeBoer's great too. I mean, I think he's
we're not far removed from him playing for a national title or coaching at one, I should say.
And he is 10-4 in his career as an underdog. So
and the thing that impresses me about Kalen DeBoer, honestly, is when you walk into a tough situation like he walked into, coming in right after Nick Saban, it didn't matter who it was. That was going to be a tough gig.
Mm-hmm.
It did not matter. And to his credit, I mean, he took a lot of heat.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of heat in year one. Like, people wanted him gone after he lost to Vandy. Like that was like the last straw in their opinion. And
everybody.
He'd only been there in 5. I mean, he had some heat. Let's just say that.
Yeah, he did.
After
unwarranted.
I mean, he earned it a little bit, but he stuck with it. He stayed true to his identity. He didn't panic. I think a lot of lesser coaches would have panicked and overhauled stuff just to overhaul stuff because they feel like they need to.
Bringing Grubb back was a big move for him. They've been boys for a long time.
That was a huge move in the offseason.
Another under the table one is Jalen Milroe was a good college player, but it was a square peg in a round hole with that offense.
Right,
he was not a good fit for the offense they were running.
No, he wasn't. And that hurt us in a lot of games last year.
It did, absolutely.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Especially the bowl game.
Right.
He was awful in that game.
Yeah, it was terrible.
Now he's backing up Sam Darnold up in
Yeah.
Seattle,
Mm-hmm.
which is crazy. Got drafted in the 3rd round. Got drafted before Shador.
Mm-hmm.
Shador is actually he's turning it up a little bit.
Yep.
So, but yeah, I mean, you this one's very, very tough. I think Bama's going to end up winning. I think they're just slightly better. I think they're deeper up front than Indiana, and I think that's where the difference is. And Indiana's about to figure out what depth on the interior looks like, and that's where I think the edge in this game is for Alabama.
So I have a little bit of a convoluted answer for this one because we picked this game at 6.5, and that's about right where it should be. I think Indiana wins at 6.5. I'm not confident in that spread. In a lot of sites, that spread is bumped to 7.5. I would not bet. I'm taking the points and Bama at 7.5, but we picked it at 6.5, so I went with Indiana. I think on defense, they are the best team in the country. And with Bama having a non-existent run game, if they become one-sided, which they might be from the beginning, that's not going to be good. So I think that I think Indiana wins. I picked them to cover 6.5. We'll see. I think that's a coin flip. But for those of you out there that are putting coin on the game and seed at 7.5, I probably would take Bama at that margin.
Yeah, I'm staying away from this with U.S. currency.
Oh, I'm on the under 100%, but we're not picking that. Yeah.
Let me ask you boys both a question. How, as a team, where does Alabama need to be at rushing wise to have a chance at this game, to win this game? As a team.
As a team?
Yeah.
I think if you can get to, say, 150 yards rushing as a team.
I was even going to go way less than that. I was saying between 95 and 105 if we're not not baking in the sacks, because there will be sacks.
Oh, yeah.
If we're not counting those, I'm in that. If you break 100, I think you'll be all right.
And that the sacks counting against rushing is just so weird. That's why Alabama's rushing total is so bad, because of the sacks and all that. But Alabama, Daniel Hill has come on and has done really well running the ball for Alabama the last couple of weeks when he's got the balls when James got hurt. But I got to go with Alabama. They got all the talk, all the noises against them. They've been hearing it. They've been seeing it. I think it's been pumped in practice all week and all the last couple of weeks about how everybody's against them. So you give Kevin DeBoer, who, like I said earlier, is 10-4 as an underdog, give him momentum, give him bulletin board material, give a team that's hungry, because obviously they shouldn't even show up at this game according to everybody else. I think you're going to see a different Alabama team. Are they going to be able to run the ball? I don't know. But I think they can do enough and move the ball enough to keep, Indiana honest defensively and give them some different looks. And I think they can come away with a touchdown win.
Just don't take those back-breaking sacks,
right,
and have some good timely runs in some scenarios where you can pick up a first down here and there. I don't think you need anything glorious or glamorous in the rushing attack.
Mm-hmm.
Just don't take those just awful sacks, and don't get in a situation to where you are, you're getting averaging 2.5 or less yards per carry.
And I would derive that rushing even a little more to, if you're on first down, you have to be able to run the ball for 3 yards most of the time if you're running it. And if it's 3rd and 2 or less, you got to be able to run and pick up the first downs.
Right. Big time.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. You can't be punting when it's 3rd and 2 and you run the ball. And I honestly just think I don't know if it's like the scheme that these guys are. I don't know if it's just not a good fit for the linemen that they have. Like I haven't really diagnosed it yet, but they've got to have a downhill presence. They've got to find something. Just have 2 run concepts. Like if you're not going to run the ball a lot, which Alabama doesn't, just have a couple of schemes that you're really, really good at that you can get 2, 3, 4 yards on. per carry, and just live with that, and then have Ty Simpson dice him up because you have to pay attention to the run at that point still.
Mm-hmm. And I think it is scheme wise because you can see the guys that we have recruited offensive lineman wise, they're about 315, 325 more athletic than the 375 guys that we have, 350 guys. So I think it may be a scheme thing at the moment, but we're just got to give Grubb and the board time to get their players in on the offensive line to maybe find that scheme and make it work.
And I would imagine, maybe I'm wrong, Jake, I was going to ask you this. We don't need to go into it now, though, but do you think, in terms of transfer portal, will they be looking at the best tackles to take over for Proctor, or is someone on that roster going to be the guy there?
Alabama people, I've been seeing the last couple of days about that, feel like we can go after a tackle. The one that just come out of LSU, they say that would be a good fit. But Jetson Lloyd, he's back. He's a backup for Caden Proctor right now. He'll get the nod, but of course he's inexperienced. But if he doesn't work out and they see he's not going to work out, then they may need to bring in, a guy just to spell for a little bit, have a 6-man type, offensive lineman, because you have situations where injuries happen. You got to plug in somebody. Alabama's had it all year on the offensive line. So it may be good to bring in a tackle and maybe an interior guy because Parker Brailsford is going to be gone. And then the guy who backed him up, Rock Montgomery, he just went in the transfer portal. So we're probably going to be looking at center as well.
Yeah, it's always good.
There's not much for center in the portal. I talked about that on the live show yesterday. No.
Yeah.
But
may have to get somebody inside.
Honestly, with center, you can find guys that are just smart, athletic,
right?
And those guys typically work. You don't like center. Center is one of those that, like, you could get a guy, and there's very few, just because center is such a hard position to evaluate. It's probably the hardest position to evaluate on the offensive line because you can mask a lot of problems just by being in the right position. It's just like Jordan White at Vanderbilt. Like, he was really good. He came from Liberty. Like, I don't know that a whole lot of people were on his radar. There's guys like that. Like, there's Ivy League guys. There's interior guys that.
Wait, there are transfers on Vandy that weren't at New Mexico State, Corey. Am I hearing this right?
I know it's hard to believe.
Right.
Oh,
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the feeder school. Yeah, that's crazy.
He's a stud center though. Yeah, he's really good.
He'll be a day 2 guy because that's where centers go. But
he's probably the second one after Logan Jones.
Yeah,
I would imagine. Yep.
Yeah, he's a second round. He's probably a late second rounder if I had to guess.
Is he a center at the next level or a guard?
No, he's a center.
Okay.
Yeah, he's definitely a center. He's athletic. Like, that's what you need as a center. You need somebody that's athletic, smart, command. Like, he takes command of the offensive line, and he that's just what he does. He can call all the protections. He can get that group. I think he's a little bit undersized for a guard at the next level as well.
Yeah, that's fair.
The dude is a freaking field general. So anyway, and he's going to be field general for Vanderbilt, tomorrow at the ReliaQuest Bowl.
Well, we can talk about that one, Corey, if you want to.
Yeah, let's go.
Let's talk about that one, then we'll get to the next 2 playoff games after.
Mike and I haven't talked about it yet. I mean, we never talked. This is Mike's first time talking about the ReliaQuest Bowl.
We can see, I'm the lone man here on the Hawkeyes in this one.
Okay.
Yeah.
That defense.
Well, the Big Ten is 6-0 in these bowl games, so that's probably not a horrible pick based on just those numbers. But I think Iowa's going to be the first Big Ten loss here, unless TCU pulls their head out of their butt. But
what's the score of that game?
It's 3-0, but I think they're marching again. Yeah, I think USC's in firm control of this one. It's weird that USC's in the Big Ten, but
so weird.
I think with Vanderbilt, I just, when you look at both teams, they're so similar in how they're built and how they operate. I just think Vanderbilt. I think the difference here is Vanderbilt's a little more explosive down the field, and I think that will be the biggest difference. Pavia just he's a magician,
and
TCU just picked it off.
Oh wow,
he's a magician, and he is just somebody that you can't explain it really. He just makes the plays, and you look up, and you're like, what? He just threw for 400 something yards against the defense that hadn't given up 20 points all year long. Talking about Auburn, and you're just like, what is he doing? Like, this kid's unbelievable, and I get it. The Iowa Vanderbilt game is probably the best non-playoff matchup.
I think it is too.
Yeah, from the beginning, I've been saying it's probably one of the two, certainly, and probably is the best. Yeah.
When this came out, Mike, you and I were.
Yeah. The other one I'm extremely excited to watch. SMU and Arizona is the other one.
That's going to be fun. I thought, this Tennessee Illinois game became, I think Tennessee Illinois. Well, actually, Vanderbilt's way better on defense than Tennessee. Tennessee's pathetic on defense, but
you know what ended up being a really good game was the Pop-Tarts Bowl. Georgia Tech, I was tickled pink because I picked BYU to cover. Tech really pissed that one away.
They did.
Now that Buster's gone, I can make fun of them again.
Right.
Yeah, that's typical. Georgia.
But he's at Florida now.
He's at Florida. Shit.
Yeah.
Buster's gonna go to Tennessee next year.
Oh man.
He's gonna go to.
No, he's not going anywhere where he's not going to be the play caller.
I know. I'm just teasing. I'm
That's
just
a good
saying,
point.
hey, you're going to all the schools.
He'll go to middle as the head coach. I've thrown that one out before.
He already had that chance.
I know.
He already had that chance. He said, "Nah, cuz." The way they're paying coordinators, man, I don't blame him.
Yeah, no, absolutely. But we dissected this game a bit, Corey, and for me, it's another one similar to some of the other games we've talked about. I just think this game hits the under by so much that I don't think Vandy wins by 5 or more points, and we picked it at 4.5. Like, I think this is a 17-14 game, 20-17, something in that range, and either way, that's an Iowa cover.
Yeah. And Iowa, we make fun of their offense, but they're not too bad offensively this year.
They've changed coordinators, since they got rid of Brian Ferentz, they've been they've gone into the 20th century.
You're right.
They've gone into the 21st century.
Tim Lester's done a good job. Spent a good chunk of his career in the NFL.
Yeah,
he's good.
So he's been good for them.
And what's helped Gronowski a lot is Warren Ruggiero's been there as coaching QBs. He was the longtime Dave Clawson guy at Wake.
Yeah, that's good. Speaking of bowl games, Wake and Mississippi State, like Mississippi State could get one of the lone SEC wins.
They could.
It's like crazy.
I don't know.
Against Wake.
We were all over the place in that one. I mean, I look bottom left here. 4 and 5. So we were pretty split on that game.
Yeah. Mike, I know you talked about Wake Forest's offense, and they do some crazy stuff. So I don't know. I'm not sold on Mississippi State yet.
No, they're certainly better, and you could argue they're ahead of schedule with where we thought they'd be in year 2, but they're not very good in the trenches yet.
No, they're not. And you win games, you got to be good in the trenches.
Yeah,
I'm not so sure Wake is either. So
no, and they're another team that they're not great, but they're ahead of schedule with the first year coach. Yeah.
So I'm gonna take year 2.
Yeah. Talking about Jake Dickert coming from Washington State, who's now on their 3rd coach in 13 months.
That's insane.
Yeah.
That is wild. That program is that program is crazy. But yeah, this another game I'm excited about. Oregon, Texas Tech. I think is going to be an intriguing matchup. That spread is very, very low.
We were split on this one too as a group. Yeah. Right in the middle here.
I'm on the Ducks.
Yeah, Jake and I are on the Raiders.
Yep.
I'm on the Ducks. I think they're better coached, I guess, with Dan Lanning. Is about the only thing I can think of with that tight of a spread. I mean, you try to dissect this game, and it's like you have half the advantages on Oregon, the other half on Texas Tech, and they don't really give you any sort of edge.
For my writing and talking with one of my buddies, I was like deep diving into this game, and for all I probably went on 6-8 websites and read previews. I still don't know. Like there's almost nothing between these two teams, and even looking at like the numbers, who's covered, who's won against the spread, money line, all that stuff at underdogs. It's a dead even race. I don't know what's going to happen.
Luke, you're very American, but you have to rewind for that one.
About 10, 15 minutes ago.
Yeah. Go rewind. Go. Yeah.
I like Dan Lanning, but I really like Joe McGuire. I really respect what he has done.
I love both of these guys.
I like both of them a lot too. Yeah,
me too. So
I'm
I just think
both of these guys because McGuire's a high school guy.
Yeah,
he popped immediately, and that's a hell of a story if you think about it.
Yep.
And appreciate you, Luke. Appreciate you, brother.
Appreciate it, man. Thank you.
Yeah, I mean, McGuire is an amazing coach. What he's done there at Texas Tech is amazing. Like being able to get into the college football playoff, in relatively short amount of time with what he was working with. I mean, they were putrid when he took over.
Yep.
I mean, it was awful. Like
Wells really struggled there.
Yeah, I mean, it was bad.
Were they good after Mike Leach at all?
Yeah, Kingsbury
had them okay.
Yeah, Kingsbury.
They were competitive. They weren't like they were always in some pretty good bowl games, but they were never really threatening to win the Big 12 or anything.
Right.
They were scoring 45 and allowing 40 in a lot of those games too.
Oh my gosh.
I mean, it's just Kingsbury. I mean, that's Kingsbury.
Yep.
Yeah.
But he was really good for them. Good enough to get there from the Cardinals.
Yeah, I mean his first year he won 8 games. He only had one winning season after that. So things went south fast. But that'll happen when you don't play any defense.
Yeah. The Arizona Cardinals are like, no problem.
Talk about failing upwards, 100%.
Yeah.
Now he's in line to get another NFL job this offseason, probably.
Yeah.
Titans might as well go ahead and hire him.
No, they need to hire somebody.
I think they're going to get Mike McCarthy.
No.
That wouldn't be a terrible hire.
It wouldn't be. I mean, it'd be all right. He's a playoff coach. So,
I don't think that's a terrible hire.
And that's such a retread league. It would make sense.
Yeah,
he's had success.
He has.
He had success in Dallas a little bit. He had some really good teams in Dallas. It's just Dallas is Dallas.
Yeah, they're struggling.
And he was really good in Green Bay. I liked him a lot in Green Bay.
Yeah.
I as a head coach, I might have been able to win games with Aaron Rodgers at QB too.
Yeah,
that is true.
That's true. That is true.
That's not a hard team to win with.
But he was looked at. They were top of that division, or at least a wild card most years he was there. He did a good job.
Yeah, I think he can get the Titans going in the right direction. I don't know if he's good. I don't know if he's going to be good long term. I don't think it matters. I think they just need somebody to get the ship going in the right direction.
And I'm one who I think people overplay it that, we need an offensive head coach. No, you need a coach who can identify assistant coaches for your system. But in their case, you may need an offensive guy because Cam Newton is the future. You got Cam Ward.
Cam Ward, yeah.
Yeah,
Cam Newton's coming back. All right.
Yeah.
Breaking news. Cam Ward is he's electric. I really like what they've got in Iomore and
Alec Iomanor. Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, they got some talent offensively. They just got to work on that defense. That defense is putrid.
Yeah.
Who'd have thought maybe Mike Vrabel wasn't the problem when you take over a 3-win team and win the division your first year?
Yeah. I don't know why we got fired. Fired him. That was the stupidest thing.
Oh, even at the time, I thought so.
Yeah.
Damn politics and power struggle. It's
right. That's all it is.
Organization and they're not the worst. You got the Jets.
Do Adams' kids still own the Titans?
Yeah, the daughter does, right?
Okay.
Yeah, Amy Adams.
Yeah.
Bud's kids, whoever they are.
Yeah.
Bud Adams' kids.
Yeah.
Wish they'd sell the team.
Yeah, me too. I was hoping Saban would buy them and the Predators, but
I remember a few months back, that was our off the rails idea was if After Dark takes off by the Titans.
Yes.
Yeah, we just need a couple. We just need a couple more $1 billion.
Yeah.
Probably a lot more. Yeah.
Mike, you got some. You're a doctor now. You got some billions sitting over there.
Maybe I'll write a grant, see if the feds will help fund it.
There you go.
We can have it paid off in about 10 years.
We'll throw the Braves in it too. Have something to do in the summer.
Oh man, I love it.
No, the NFL is that's a full-time deal, man. You're gonna have fun all year long in the NFL.
But I can watch other ball and football season. Summer, I'm not doing anything. I'll watch baseball all the time. You know.
There you go.
Who's your team in baseball?
Twins.
The Twins. That's right. Yeah, the Twins.
That being said, I'm not on them as much as any football team. Like I'll sit around, I'll watch any baseball game, and
Right.
I'm the Mike Huseman fantasy team is my baseball team in the summer.
It's just the Braves. I just put it on as background at this point.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, if it's not Georgia, if it's not Vandy, or it's not the national championship, football is a background sport for me. Any sport is a background sport for me at this point.
Yeah, just
man. I used to be able to do the wall to wall, like 11 to the end of the night games, just watch it all the way through. And
when I was younger, football games for sure. I would I'm with you, Corey. 11 o'clock all the way till Hawaii and whoever played the 10 o'clock game, and it'd go through like 1 o'clock in the morning. I just stay and watch it all day long. Can't do that no more.
When I was coaching high school, so I would do like a lot of my film breakdown and prep from the night before for the next week Saturdays. So then it would be I would find myself getting home later, then watching the Pac-12 After Dark.
Yeah,
like, super late. So those were I knew all those teams really well because of that.
Yeah.
Yeah, we everywhere I'd been coaching wise, they gave us off Saturday. They said just do everything on your own on Saturday. So I'd curl up, do all my film work during the games that I didn't really want to pay attention to all that much. And then if the game got good, I would just work during the commercial breaks.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I got some pretty good film breakdowns done some days. And then other days it was like I couldn't do anything until Huck went to bed. So,
Yeah.
you know, and then just watch all the night games.
One of my favorite, teams that I watched those night games was Wyoming. I don't know why I locked in on them, but they were really fun to watch when they were won that night. And I watched a little bit of Boise too.
It's a lot of Boise State, a lot of San Diego State.
For me, Fresno was always one I would like seeing.
Yeah.
Pat Hill was a good coach.
Mm-hmm. Watch Air Force.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, what about the other playoff game, Ohio State, Miami? How y'all feel about that?
This similar to the Bama one. I'm really high on one team, that being Ohio State, but the spread 9.5 points. That's a lot of points.
That's good.
Now, I don't have faith that Miami can score much in this game, so I did pick Ohio State to cover.
I did too. I just went with a talented roster on that.
Upper left here, yeah.
There's such a talent discrepancy in this.
Oh, we all picked all three of us picked the Buckeyes.
Yeah.
I just don't see Miami scoring much. Like I think this game is like a 24-10, 28-10 type game.
Yeah.
I will say Miami's got those pass rushers. That Bain Jr. He lit up A&M 2 weeks ago.
They're pretty sporty on defense, but I think
offensively,
Ohio State's they just have too much firepower.
Yeah. I mean, you have maybe the best safety in the country. Arvell Reese is maybe the best player in the country. Like
Carnell Tate.
Yeah.
Julian Sand. You just have too much talent over there. Now,
Bo Jackson's playing pretty good at running back now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, after his hip replacement, he played. He played really good. Came back. It was nice that they gave him.
He's been utilizing that Pavia lawsuit to get more eligibility as a 50-year-old.
Yeah.
Oh, I mean, we got college basketball players and
that
can come back and play now that we're in the G League. So
drafted in Russia or something.
Yeah.
He played in Spain, I think. It was that dude we talked about, Mike. On the last episode.
Najee, yeah.
I guess they used the same precedent as baseball. He never actually played in the NBA, so they're like, okay,
that's crazy.
So you can get drafted and then come back if you don't sign and you don't play. Did you? It's wild. It's wild, but no, ultimately I think Miami's they're just not quite frankly, they're just not good enough to hang.
I think that for me, they're the only of the 8 teams remaining who I don't see a path to them winning the national title. Everyone else reasonably, I think, could win it. I don't think Miami can win 3 more games.
No, it'd be tough.
Yeah, that'd be.
Where the other 7, all of them could, given the right circumstances.
Because I mean, after this, if they do somehow beat Ohio State, then we gotta play Georgia or Ole Miss. Not a lot their chances against either one of those teams.
Yeah, I'm surprised, but also not really surprised that all of us are, except for Boss Man, are on Utah.
Oh, that spread is so massive.
Yeah, the spread is massive, and well, Nebraska, their starting quarterback is probably not on the roster right now.
Right.
So
they might be down to their 3rd QB in this game too. And the thing with Utah, we don't know a lot of their guys that are going to play. Like they're the one team left too. If you look at Fantrax, Draft, etc. for the daily stuff, you can't get numbers on a lot of the Utah guys right now because they don't know who's going to play.
That's also true.
Yeah.
Right.
Texas looks like Texas, Michigan. Now, Mike, with all the distractions that they have, you still like Michigan?
I like the points, not the team. 8 you're giving me a touchdown and a field goal, and against a Texas team who has lost their top 4 running backs to the portal, who is going to be less than motivated, who fired their defensive coordinator and another assistant coach. I just don't think this Texas team really is going to care to be there. I think they win. That's a lot of points, though, against a 9-win Michigan team.
Well, when you put it like that, I still like Texas.
Okay.
Michigan has played a lot better outside the Ohio State game.
Yeah, they have, but
I hear what you said. I just disagree with all of it. It's basically how I interpreted
that. No, I just there's just something about off the field distraction stuff that just really can rip a team to shreds like that, especially that type of scenario.
Yeah, no, that's fair.
I just every time I think about like, okay, I think Michigan's going to win this game. Like before the Sharon Moore stuff, when it was projected, I was like, oh, that's going to be a really nice game for Michigan. And then all the Sharon Moore stuff happened, and I was like, it's not good.
Right.
It was like that. It was like that Office meme where he's like,
yeah,
yeah.
If you could go ahead and do that, great.
Not Office Space, but that's also a great Lundberg. So I don't know. Mike, I honestly, all kidding aside, I think that does level some things out though with Texas, firing coaches and losing guys to the portal and stuff. But for some reason, I feel like Sarkisian is just going to figure it out. A lot of times with Sarkisian, you don't really know how he does it. He just does it sometimes.
The proof is in the pudding for him. I will give you that one.
Yeah.
And look at how he's been in bowl games.
He just, I don't know. He just kind of figures it out when things just seem very bleak. So that's where I like that game. Jake,
he has lost last 2 non-playoff bowl games. So interestingly enough, I sometimes look at the motivation there in coaches.
Okay, well, you might be right and I might be wrong here. Jake, we're on Texas. Maybe
Jake, you're on Texas as well.
Yeah, I'm on Texas. Okay. I don't know. I'm with
the heart of Texas.
I'm with you though, Mike. That spread, I'm looking at it now. That is a pretty big spread in this game.
Yeah,
considering all the factors.
Right, but I think all the distractions Michigan's got, I think it's going to hinder a little bit.
This TCU game is drunk.
Right. I'm going to use the quote I used for Florida State and Alabama in the opener, which by the way, I ended up being one of the few right people at. Everything in this game leads me to picking Michigan, except for the talent on the rosters.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's what it is.
Right. And of course, the SEC has not won a freaking bowl game outside the playoff games.
Yeah, SEC doesn't seem like they want to be in these bowl games.
I mean, it's just bad.
That's just not a good look.
No.
Vandy's going to help change that perception. Leave it to
They may be the only one
Yeah, I know, right?
that's non-playoff.
I also think they're really motivated to play, which is to their credit.
Yeah.
Well, they want to make the statement, and
Yeah.
Well, they want to do what Notre Dame should have done: is go out there and make a statement and beat the crap out of your opponent. I don't know if they're going to beat the crap out of Iowa, but I wouldn't be surprised if it ended up being like a 24-10 type game.
TCU is just.
Is it still 7-3, Corey?
Yeah, and looks like they're about to make a goal line stand too. Looks like
Wow.
USC's in the perfect Charmin ultra soft position. Second and goal from the 2, and I don't know they're going to be able to punch this in.
Lincoln Riley and power football usually are not two things we hear together. So.
Nope. You're right. Just looking at the
Arizona State Duke, that.
I mean, everybody's on Duke besides Jeb.
No team in the country has more opt-outs than Arizona State across all bowl games.
Yeah.
Okay.
We're starting Jeff Sims and Kanye Udo in the backfield. Sims, well-traveled. Udo was at Army the last couple of years. Yeah.
Okay.
It's good. Kanye West back playing college football. I love this NIL stuff. You got Bo Jackson, Kanye West. There's some
Man,
celebrities.
it's crazy.
Nuts, man. No, Manny Diaz, the ACC champions, they're gonna be making a statement. Oh, we should have been in the playoffs. Well, you lost 5 games. Shut up.
Mm-hmm. Right.
They were Power 4 conference champion.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Lost 5 games. Congratulations.
Where is that bowl game being played? I actually don't know the answer to that.
I have no clue. Hold on. Let's look it up.
Arizona
I'm
and
on
Duke.
it.
First, Arizona State. It is the Sun Bowl, which is in El Paso.
Oh, Sonny El
Oh.
Paso.
Oh, so it's a home game pretty much.
Fun story about the Sun Bowl. In 1967, Florida State played in the Sun Bowl, and my dad was in that game. And he went up. It was so dry that he went up to make an interception, and he tipped the ball with his ring finger, and the tip of his ring finger just kind of kept going. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. It ripped his ripped that little seam right there.
Jeez.
Ripped the tip of his finger off, basically.
They lost to the Wyoming Cowboys in that game.
Yeah.
Man, there's my Wyoming boys.
Yep. Yeah.
Did he lose it, or was he able to they were stitch it up on the sideline?
No, he was able to get it back, but
Good.
He didn't, obviously he didn't play the rest of the game.
Right.
And then the first ever Peach Bowl, I think they were playing Wake Forest in that game. He got knocked out in the opening kickoff.
Dang.
He went down and collided with somebody, and they both knocked each other out.
Okay.
Your dad's got some horror stories playing football.
Yeah, and this was in the 60s when they his helmet was a little thing. It is like a little suspender, and it just the helmet just dangled on the head. There was no padding really.
That's crazy.
Is it the old punter bar too? The 2 bar?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just a little
little
bitty thing. Yeah, it was nuts. Little fun story about the Sun Bowl.
Navy Cincinnati, we got Navy minus 7.5. You will never convince me to take a service academy team at more than a touchdown spread, or at least it would be really tough to. So I'm on Cincinnati in that one, despite Sorsby being in the portal.
I'm the only one on Navy on that. I don't know why I picked Navy.
Okay. I mean, they're a way better team right now with the roster. They're better anyway.
Yeah, I got to pick against y'all at some point, try to catch up. So I think this one over. But I mean, everybody else is on it.
Yeah, I picked. We said Navy Cincinnati.
Yeah,
I picked Cincy just to be different.
Yeah, so did I. Yeah,
that's just one of my random. I was like, I feel like I could do it with this bowl. One of my random contrarian picks.
Yeah,
and I'm the only one out of us that's on SMU too. Again, don't know why. I just got to pick different.
That's a tough game. For me, that one came down to just trench play. I think Arizona's better up front, but not a lot in between those teams. I think that's going to be a very good game. Like I said before, that and Vandy, Iowa are the 2 non-playoff ones I'm looking forward to the most. So that's Friday night in San Diego.
Yep.
And that's one of the few where at 52.5, I might take the over in Arizona SMU, which I don't typically do in bowl games.
Yeah. Oh, they played in the Gator Bowl this year. I'm in a wormhole here with Florida State in the 60s.
Pre-Bobby Bowden at Florida State, that does tell us
Yeah.
it was a long time ago.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Bill Peterson. Yeah.
The last game we haven't talked about, Rice and Texas State, of all teams.
Yeah.
That game is at TCU Stadium in Fort Worth. We picked it at 11.5. Real life, that spread is ballooned. It's 14.5 now. So the bettors were really on Texas State when it was lower. Honestly, I can't say I've watched Rice much this year.
Yeah,
I just think Texas State's way more talented.
I just picked because the spread's so high. That's the reason why I picked Rice.
Absolutely fair. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think. Let's see. I went Rice because it's 11.5 points, and it's
Texas State also did fire their D coordinator, so they'll have a interim there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know much about either one of those teams, so yeah. But Corey, Pat, we're past 2 minutes. This hour went by fast, boys.
We did.
Yeah, that's what happens.
Yeah.
And I got in the little Florida State wormhole, so I lost track of time.
Yeah.
Anyway.
By the way, Mike, I love your guns up tech. On the sheets. That's cool.
Yeah.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that'll be a fun one. Obviously with all the playoff games, I'm looking forward to watching them. But
this is no longer. It's
in the play.
This.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
It's isn't it two? You got to do two hands.
Two. Yep. You got it. Yep.
I was hoping Bossman and Hammer would be on because I want to ask them what their thoughts were on that Texas Tech awful game, or Texas A&M awful game. But we'll talk to him.
Bossman was at the game.
Like you
I know.
One way or the other and do the guns up again.
What's that?
You got to scoot one way or the other.
Right,
No, like scoot.
Oh yeah, you got to get both of them in there. Yeah,
Get the guns in there.
Ooh, yeah.
You got to flex on them.
Yeah.
Flex.
There you go.
Ah, yeah.
Oh man. All right, Corey, take us out of here.
All right, here we go. Welcome. Yeah. So this college football playoff run is going to be outstanding. Hopefully, Bama can get it done. Hopefully, Georgia can get it done. In my sake, or if Ole Miss happens to win the game, hopefully they can make the run against Ohio State in the next round and really get it done in the college football playoff. So the SEC needs to improve their bowl record. Vandy will do that tomorrow. Can't count on Tennessee for anything.
Sorry, Jeb.
Yeah, sorry, Jeb. You need to pick a new team, Jeb.
Yeah.
Anyway, Corey Burton, Locked On Vandy. Make sure you like and subscribe. That show's growing rapidly. A potential new show possibly coming to the After Dark family with Illegal Motion. Jake Thomas, Bama After Dark, Tide Talk Live. And then, of course, Mike Huseman, Off-Season After Dark as well. We'll see you back here next year.
Be on Thursday, though, not Tuesday.
Yep. It'll be on Thursday
we'll be back.
from here.
Yeah.
Wait, will we? Because the first playoff game is Thursday. Are we gonna do it Wednesday or Thursday? Or the first semi, isn't it?
Okay. We might have to talk in the chat.
Yeah, because they're Thursday, Friday. The playoffs,
right.
the semis
Let's
are.
discuss that later. But we are SEC After Dark. Make sure you tune in next time. We will let you know. Just pay attention on social media, and you'll figure it out. Until next time, go Dogs. Anchor down.
Roll Tide.
Spurs up, Boiler up.
In stream.